On the Highway to the Future, a glance into the future of the dental industry. That's the title of our first lecture. Yeah, we are very happy to welcome Sohnemann, one of Europe's leading experts in trends and innovation research, for our keynote speech. And as you can easily see, we are clearly focusing on digitization as the main topic in our online program. And this is also where Nick comes in, because for him it's clear the future is digital. We will now learn to what extent this also applies to the dental industry and what we can expect in the future. So the stage is set for Nick Sohnemann.
Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen, and thank you Carla for the kind introduction. My name is Nick Sohnemann. I'm the founder and CEO of Future Candy. We are an innovation agency based in Hamburg. We work for a lot of different industries, so we are not from the dental industry itself, but we look with our glasses now, with our innovation glasses, onto your industry, and I hope I can give you some insights, some original ideas, and maybe some good innovative thoughts for in the next minutes. My keynote is called Highway to Hell or Future. Has the future turned yet? And even though I'm now working in the innovation and future industry, if you like, and I must say I was wrong. I was wrong in thinking that the digitalization is easier than it is in reality. I was recommending to my clients before the pandemic that you just need to buy the latest technology and then you are completely digital. You just need to get the latest gadgets and then your company is transformed and you are on your path to the future. Now, looking back, I must say the digitalization is much more work than I would have thought. So if we would have met here before the pandemic, I would have told you, you just need to get a cool new Foldy-made robot, and in this robot, all your working clothes, all your t-shirts, all your trousers, everything gets folded, and then you can just stack it up in your closet. Now we know this is probably not the most relevant technology that we need at the moment. If I would have met you here before the pandemic, I would have told you, wow, the latest technology that we all need is a taxi drone that flies us through the city, from one part of the city to the next part, or maybe from the train station to the airport. Now we know this is probably not the next technology we need at the moment. And before the pandemic, I probably would have told you, yeah, all you need is this cool suitcase. This suitcase that has a camera and it follows you around wherever you go. Now again, we know this gadget is not something we need so much, especially as we don't travel anymore so much. So what is important then, if this is not the most important future gadget? So I think what we all have learned, digitalization goes deeper. We have to start with the foundation of every business, of every entity, every school, every dental office. Everything has to think completely differently about the digitalization. Some examples. In Germany, we've learned, because of the pandemic, the schools are offline. So for example, in Hanover, Germany, all the pupils are still using their pen and paper to learn and study. Meanwhile, in Denmark, all the schools are connected. They have Wi-Fi, all kids have laptops and tablets. The administration in Germany is poorly organized. We still use fax machines to communicate, especially all the health institutions. They were sending all the corona data with fax. And even the German government is showing a graph. The Ministry for Transportation is showing a graph that shows how poorly we have internet connection. In Germany, only the dark areas have high-speed internet. All the light blue areas are still not completely full up to speed. So how can we come and move in Europe from the highway to hell, which would be just a continuation of the current situation? How can we move into the highway to the future? I believe we need to think completely differently. And that applies to the dental industry as well. We have to use completely new ideas, new technologies, new service thinking, and then we will conquer the future. I call this process a structural transformation. A structural transformation process that will touch all aspects of life. We will see new business models in all areas of life. We will see new technology. And of course, we will need new thinking in all areas of life. And this is not the first time that we will encounter a period of structural transformation. It's actually something that happens every now and then in our life. The last time we've had such a time in Europe was in the 70s and 80s. Within 20 years, the entire continent changed. So in Germany, in this time period, we lost industries like the mining industry, very important back in the days. Suddenly, no more mines in Germany. We lost the textile industry. They all went to Asia. And the same happened to the shipbuilding industry. In Hamburg, this was a very important industry. A lot of people worked in the harbor of Hamburg to build ships. Suddenly, all these industries gone to Asia. The big mega trend back in the days was called globalization. Because of this mega trend, all these other things happened. And in the beginning, it was horrible. People lost jobs, but then we transformed the continent. Germany thought differently. All other European countries too. We became more innovative. We built a very, very powerful car industry, a very powerful health and pharmaceutical industry. We built a very good educational industry. All this happened because of a structural transformation process. And now I'm saying the 20th and the 30th, the 2 decades that we are approaching now, will be the most dynamic 2 decades we will ever face in human history. Especially we in Europe. We have to build a completely new continent. And that will affect the dental industry too. And I show you how. But before, I want you to vote. I want to see a show of hands. What do you think are the 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe 1 mega trend that impacts our life in the next 20 years? Please go to slido.com in another browser and type in the number 257393 or use your QR camera on your smartphone, and then you can check this QR code and you will be put on the website, and where you can then type in a trend that you see, a mega trend. What is a mega trend? You already heard me say globalization. That was a big mega trend back in the days. Now, what is a new mega trend now? I want to see and hear it from you. So at the moment, we see AI and robotics. Yeah, great. Please keep them coming. We want to see show of hands. What does the audience think will be the most important mega trends? Again, you can open a browser, another window, and type in slido.com, and then please type the number 257393, or you can use a QR code reader, and then you can use your smartphone. Does the same thing. Oh, 3D printers is coming up, of course. 3D printing, as you've seen, and you will see today, something very important in the dental industry. Are we having more mega trends coming up? We'll wait a couple of seconds. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. E-mobility, yes, that's important, of course. But I think what is the main headline for some of these trends? Yeah, keep them coming. I think Slido is a good tool to show what the audience thinks. Yeah, we have digitalization coming up. That's very good. We will talk about digital innovation, of course. Robotics, sustainability, e-mobility, AI. Of course, 3D printing. We will see a lot of examples for this in the dental industry, as I said. After my keynote, there will be more talks about this. Sustainability seems to be the most important trend at the moment. And yes, okay, let's wait 1 or 2 seconds longer and see what the votes are coming in. Okay, I think I can solve this. Me as an expert looking at the mega trends of the future, I would say we are facing two big mega trends. And you were very good. Thanks for your votes. Sustainability was one of the most important words you selected, and it's true. I think that is one of the mega trends. And the other one is digitalization. These two mega trends will impact our lives in the next few years. And yes, it's easy for me to stand here in the studio and talk about mega trends. Super abstract. Let's be a little bit more concrete. What does it mean? Let's look for a while at a completely different industry, not at the dental industry, and then we understand what I mean with this structural transformation process. For example, if we look at the logistics industry, we'll see that in the next coming couple of years, not only we will have Wi-Fi routers to have internet, but we will connect all the companies in the world. Every factory will be connected to the next factory. So when you make an order, all the machines will communicate with each other. They will purchase products from somewhere automatically. You don't need to fill in an order sheet. Everything will be done automatically. So we'll see a completely new connected logistical world. And I give you some examples. For example, we'll see automatically driving trains. Yeah, these trains will either drive automatically and autonomously, or they will be driven by a pilot. But the pilot is not on the train, he's sitting in a remote office. Because of 5G connection, he can actually drive these trains like in a toy store, the same situation. Yeah? We've seen an example of this 2 years ago. It was done in Germany. The pilot was sitting 1 kilometer away in a headquarter and steered the train. Another example is the same with the lorries. You see a Swedish company here called Inride, and the lorries are driving autonomously on the motorway. And whenever they get to the destination, the pilot, this woman, is connecting to the lorry, and it's parking it into the right spot, because that's still a little bit tricky for the cars to do themselves. Then the pilot connects. Another thing we'll see autonomous flying drones delivering our products. So here you see UPS has 5,000 drones in the US already working for them, and the drones deliver the products to the front yard. So it's more hygienic, you don't meet another person, and it's much more efficient. These small batteries are much more easy to charge than the large battery of the big UPS lorry. And even here in Hamburg, we have innovations like this in the medical industry. So we have a regular drone flying tissue from one hospital to the next. So that's much more efficient than driving it with a truck, and it's much faster. And that is important, because sometimes the patient is still on the operating theater table, and then the tissue is being analyzed in another hospital. All this is done with a drone delivery service. Let's look at one completely different industry again. So the energy industry. So we're coming from the atomic age. In the atomic age, we always had the same energy level. Whenever we plug something into the socket, we had energy. Now we come to a new age of renewables, and we'll have all kinds of movements. Sometimes we have storm, sometimes we don't have any wind. Sometimes we have sun, sometimes we don't have sun. So now we need new technology, we need new batteries to save for this. But also we need a new way of thinking about energy. I give you an example. So the traditional usage of energy is the red curve in my slide here. So on the one side you see it's very low, people sleeping. Companies are closed. Then when the day starts, it moves up. And in the end of the day, it's very high, it's peaking, because people are at home, they're charging the electric cars, they're using the washing machine, and they're starting the cooker. So now, this new company called Octopus Energy, they only sell renewable energy. And they communicate the movement in their energy to the client. They say, "Hi client, we have a storm in the North Sea. Now energy is for free, or very, very, very cheap. If you start to charge your car now in the night, please program it that way, you will be able to charge it almost for free." or if you start to your washing program in a wash machine at night as well, you can do the same. So what does it do? People change their behavior. They start, okay, wow, if I can have energy almost for free, why not program my car, my washing machine, and so on like this? And this is the reality of the new electricity age. We'll come in this time where machines will communicate automatically with each other. My energy provider will send a message to my machines and say, listen, charge up later tonight, then we have sun, then we have storm in the North Sea, and so on. So we will face a completely new, clever energy system that will help us to have a sustainable energy sector. We don't need charcoal, we don't need the coal sector, and we don't need atomic energy, but we'll have renewable and a clever industry. So now let's come to your industry, as promised. And now I will look with my innovative glasses to your industry. And I've detected some trends. So the first trend I've detected is called digital UX, so user interface. So if I'm a patient and I want to go to a dental office, how do I experience that at the moment? And I can only judge from what I see in Germany and in European countries. And I must say, still, a lot of the user interface has to do with paper. Why is that? Why do I get a little note on paper when my next appointment is? Why don't I get an email in my Outlook calendar, for example? Or the same with my with all the prescriptions from my health insurance. Why do I get a stamp and a signature? Why is there no app that shows me when I went to visit a doctor? And I'm giving you a little clue. It's not to do only with the dental industry. It's to do with the entire health industry. Here you see a picture, and it's an actual picture of a basement where all the prescriptions that are coming from the doctors are being scanned in, and then the payment is organized. There's a company that does nothing else than scanning the prescriptions from the doctors and organizing payments. And it's all done with this big scanner machine. So you see, the entire health industry in Germany, the entire user interface needs to move. Otherwise, we are still a little bit behind. Everything is still on paper. Because now we see that some companies that are not actually from your industry, they are moving into your industry with digital solutions. Procter & Gamble has a new toothbrush that connects to an app, and it creates a diary of your dental activity. How much do you brush your teeth? How many minutes? How clean are they? And so on and so on. Another competitor of Procter & Gamble is called Fresh Health. They have even this kind of solution that cleans your teeth with water. We see that Colgate, they created a gamification application for kids. So the longer and the better they clean their teeth, the higher they get in the level. So they can get different kind of augmented reality faces. So the better when they spend more time cleaning their teeth, they can go up in the level of this app. Gamification for kids to clean their teeth. We also see that in America, they say the smartphone camera has become so good, I can use it to take pictures of my teeth. And then a dental record is created automatically in the Pearly app that shows how good are my teeth. And it can be sent to my dentist, and he can say, oh, yeah, please change something. We can do some treatments. And if you say, yeah, but listen, Nick, look at the picture here in the video. This woman is moving her lips up, and she's not doing that in a professional manner. Okay, I take your point. But I know that Pearly is thinking of sending to all the users one of those plastic mouthpieces, and then you can slide your smartphone in there, and then it actually takes very sophisticated, high-quality video and picture quality of your teeth, and that can be sent to the dentist. So you see, you don't need to go to the dentist. You can do it at home, remotely, and then send it to your doctor. So the first trend is user interface needs to become digital. My trend, my recommendations for you. The second one is called consolidation. Team up with your neighbors, with your neighbor dental office, because we have too many dentist places in Germany. McDonald's has worldwide 40,000 stores. We have in Germany, alone in Germany, 40,000 dental offices. So worldwide, 40,000 McDonald's stores, Germany, 41,000 dentist offices. We see a movement that companies try to put them together into a bigger service entity. Walmart does it, for example, in USA. They open up dental stores and health centers where they try to be one brand, the Walmart brand, for all kinds of health-related issues. So a United States-wide brand, Walmart Health Services, including dental offices. And we see that happens in Germany now too. Confidence is doing the same. They try to approach dental offices and say, do you want to team up with us? One brand, one layout, one service, promise, all these things. Maybe this is something that you want to consider too with your neighbor dentist. Third trend, of course, we talked about sustainability. That impacts your industry too. Sustainability is becoming more important. But we see little steps in the beginning. So a little step would be a refill for toothpaste. Yeah? Or we see that please don't use plastic cups anymore. Use degradable cups. Or use toothbrushes that are made from wood and bamboo. So this is important. This is the little things you can do that everybody of us can do. And here's my simple solutions for your dental offices. There are new business models coming up. We'll see that in the dental sector, we'll see subscription services. Because for me, it's important to have healthy teeth. I don't want to think about it. I want a service that provides me with all kinds of information, all kinds of goods that help me to clean my teeth. So for example, maybe the floss plan would be useful. I don't need to think about buying floss. I can just subscribe for $3.99 or $3.50 a month, and regularly I get one package. I can clean my teeth, finished. The same happens with this kind of mouth guard for sleeping. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to have it regularly done and go to my dentist's office and so on. I want to have a subscription for this. Dr. Smiles is one solution. 33 euros a month and you get a regular mouth guard. And in the US, we see a mobile dental office. So that means another subscription model. You can actually go, instead of having to go to your dentist, the dentist coming to you. And you can have an annual subscription, and they will send out when they're nearby. They make an appointment with you, and so they guarantee you they will take care of your teeth. And we come to the last trend that I suggest to you is the digitalization and the connectivity of the dental office itself. Not the front end to the patient, but the dental office itself, the workflows. What do I mean with this? I don't mean necessarily something like this. I mean, it's a great service. Please, if you can, maybe you want to have an application where client and patients can connect with their Netflix and they can watch their Netflix series on there while they're in your treatment room. But is that really digitalization? Is that what I mean? No. I think we can agree that, we have to think differently about the workflow inside a dental office. And I give you now 2 simple ideas of how digitalization works. So if you want to create value in the digital world, in the last couple of years, we've seen that so many times, it's actually 2 ways to make money in the digital world. One is you bundle things that are not bundled, that have not been bundled before. Or the other way is exactly the opposite. You unbundle things that are traditionally bundled. What sounds strange, I explain it to you. Famous example of one of those trajectories is the unbundling of the banking sector. So in the past, we could go to a bank office and we could do everything. We could transfer money, get out cash, we could send money to another country, we could have our stock options there. Everything in one place. Now, because of digitalization, this gets separated. For every service, we have an own, much more efficient app. For example, PayPal or TransferWise for foreign countries, or Trade Republic for your shares. So now this is the unbundling trend. Another example is going on a journey. So formerly you went to a travel office, and then you could book a flight, a train, a hotel, everything in one place. Now you have apps for everything. Airbnb, booking, trains, airplane companies, everything you can do in a separate app. So that's one way. But now we look at in an industry like yours, which has formerly been completely unbundled. So now we see a bundling trend, the opposite. One example here. Car salesmen now think, why do I only sell cars? I'm already super in selling cars. But now I open up, I sell mobility. So that's why many car companies and car salesmen start to sell bicycles as well. So they bundle the business. I give you a personal example. I bundled in the pandemic. I bundled from just being on stage. I suddenly invested in having technicians in my team. We needed to have a studio. Formerly, I didn't need a studio. I just went somewhere. There was a studio already. And now I had to bundle, I had to integrate this technology in my work process. Because people didn't say, okay, I provide you a studio. I had to deliver the studio. So the same happens now in your industry. We see that workflows are coming together. As a patient, I want that you offer everything. I want healthy teeth. I don't want to go to different places. I want a bundled solution. So you need to keep your workflows together. I come to you. I want you scan my teeth with a new scanner. You immediately send out the data of my teeth to everybody who needs to know about it. So yeah, dental technicians, 3D printing technology. You can do it over the cloud. And I don't want to wait for my mouth guard. I don't want to wait for my implants. I want it to be done as fast as possible. So that's my suggestion. Think of bundling service. Everything to do with teeth has to come from one hand. And traditionally, this had been unbundled. I don't know why, but now it comes together. And digitalization makes it possible. So you see here in this video how DMG offers a service for this solution. So you can scan the teeth, send it over the cloud, and then immediately have it printed in a 3D printer. So a couple of minutes later, you have your mouth guard or whatever you need. So let's have a final vote, and then I come to my last point. What do you think from this, what I suggested to you, from these trends, are the most important trends that you think for your maybe dental office, for the dental industry itself? Is it the front end, the digital user experience? Is it the consolidation? We put together a lot of dental offices. Is it new business models? Maybe the subscription service. Is it sustainability? Do we all need to think about being a little bit more sustainable, especially in using less paper cups? Or is this the trend of digitalization? Please vote now. Go to your smartphone, open the QR code reader, or go to slido.com and then type in the number 257939, and please vote. We want to see what's coming up. I see digitalization, my last point, is it was picked up quite a lot. Now new business model is coming up, so we see some votes coming in here. Keep them coming. We'll have this open for another couple of seconds. Okay. So new business model, subscription, maybe that's something that you want to think about. I will give you a suggestion maybe how you can actually implement a subscription business model. Okay, thanks for voting. Let's go and move on. How can you be successful with innovation? And I'll give you some 3 simple tools. The first one is Wizard of Oz. So it's a famous trend from a famous tool in innovation. It's from the movie Wizard of Oz, and the idea is they all were scared of this wizard that looked very scary, but in the end was just a facade. The wizard was just an old man. You can do the same in your business. Why don't you put up a facade? Many startups do that. For example, Zappos. They said 1999, we have the first online shop for shoes. In reality, they didn't have any shoes. Whenever someone ordered in 1999, they went to the shoe shop, bought the shoes, and sent it to the person. So this entire startup was a facade. And you can do the same. Why not put up on your website a picture of a car and say, we have a mobile dental service? Why not try to find out, what do your patients say? Do you want it? Before you actually offer a mobile service, find out who is interested in this service. And whenever someone wants it, you have to be clever and smart and fast to implement it. My second idea for you: build a CRM, customer relationship management tool. I have a dentist and I regularly go to my dentist. Why does he not write me regularly? Why don't I have a subscription with him? Why do I only get 2 emails in a year from my dentist? I mean, my teeth, and my age group, whatever, he can give me a lot of good advice. How can I nurture my teeth? Why does he not send me emails about it? My suggestion to you: send your patients much more emails, communicate with them, give them advice. They will happily appreciate it and come to you and buy more services from you. And now my last advice for you: build a community. People are interested about hearing, how can you nurture your teeth? How can I treat them? They want to see what can I learn from my dentist, and I want to see how a dentist treatment actually looks. Because when I get a treatment, I don't see it. So I want to see on YouTube, how does it look? And some companies do that, but not enough. So I see here a dental office from the UK. They have an Instagram account. Here's a German dental office. She has some pictures from her life, what she does. But honestly, my recommendation for you: look at Sandra Lee. She's not a dentist. She's actually a dermatologist. But she is putting up videos of her treatments anonymously. You don't see the patient's faces, but you see the treatment. It looks like this. So you see her cutting out all kinds of pimples, whatever. She's doing it, and I think millions of people watch these videos every day. So my recommendation for you: why don't you put up a camera on your head and film your treatments, put them up on YouTube, and get some community traction? People will like it. Maybe they will become your patients. So my summary for you is: you are in exciting times in a very dynamic industry. A lot of things are changing. You will see DMG is on the way to become a tech company. So a lot of the players in this industry are changing. I hope you are happy now and passionate about changing yourself. My final words to you and my final recommendation comes from the Silicon Valley. In the Stanford University, near where the Google founder started the company, this picture is hanging, and it says, "Nothing is a mistake. There's no win. There's no fail. There's only make." So I want to invite you: start doing, start making, start finally becoming a digital dental office. Thank you very much. I'm Sohnemann. I hope to hear from you somewhere on LinkedIn or wherever.